Hunter, what have you been playing?
I have been playing this neat little indie game called Ikenfell. Essentially, it's got, let's see here. The basic setup is this girl's sister is a witch, and she's going to, like, magic school, basically.
Hogwarts, wow.
Yeah, except I actually kind of care about this. So.
Except it wasn't created by a transphobe. Oops, I said it. My bad. My bad.
No, this game is actually very inclusive as far as like representation and stuff goes.
That's good to hear.
But yeah, so her sister went missing, so she went. The main character's name is Marriott or something. I don't know how to say it, but I'm just gonna call her Mary for now. Mary goes to look for her sister Safina because Safina went missing, and a whole bunch of weird magical hoopla is happening around Ikenfell, which is the school. So it's making finding Safina rather complicated. So she keeps linking up with some of her sister's classmates and friends. And along the way, it turns out that Mary also got unlocked some kind of magical power. It's fire magic, which is neat. And also, strangely enough, in a world where magic is known and taught to people, fire magic seems to be rather unheard of. And I'm like, feels like it would be one of the first ones people would do.
You can create fire with your hands? What?
Basically, yeah.
What is this? We're just all caveman, dude. They've just never seen fire before, dude. They're like,
yeah.
Free.
So, yeah, as far as the characters and stuff go, they're all rather charming, the few that I've met. Like, the main character is endearing enough. Having a motivation such as searching for your lost sibling is easy enough to get behind. They're not overly like nice and oh golly gee, but they're also not overly, annoyingly jerkish either.
Yeah.
So that's nice. The ancillary characters so far, like the other party member is okay. They have like confidence issues or whatever, but they seem like.
So what kind of game is Ikenfell for the people that haven't played
it
or heard of it?
It's like an RPG.
Yeah. Essentially,
it's got like the do your attack and has like timing mechanics and all like the Paper Mario stuff, except there's also this neat little, before you do your attack, you also move them around on like a grid for positioning.
Oh, okay.
So that's a nice little spin to it, because there's no like MP points in this. So it's more about where you're positioned and what attack you can do and what that attack will function as, because you've got one that will do like full damage if you're attacking one thing, but you can attack multiple people with a different attack, but it won't do as much damage. So, and yeah, and like their area of effects are all different and such. So the positioning, it's not like overly difficult, but it's interesting enough to make me not just check out.
I was trying to look at screenshots, because when you say positioning, the first game that I think of is the second South Park game, where it was kind of obviously the Stick of Truth, the original, was very much a standard turn-based RPG in the vein of Pokemon and Persona, right?
I didn't really see anything about the second one, so.
Whereas I played both of them. Where is it? I own it somewhere.
Oh boy, show and tell.
Show and tell time.
Tell.
Here we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Fuck you, audio listeners.
There you go. South Park, the fractured butthole.
Yep.
I have it. And this is coming from someone that doesn't even really watch. I don't watch South Park, so I own it. Just because I heard the first one was a really good RPG in general, so I was like, oh, I'll check it out. And then the first one was a very good RPG that I would recommend if you kind of like RPGs, because it is quite a good one, and a short one as well. So if you want to get a good turn-based RPG that's like 10 hours long, Stick of Truth is the way to go. But no, the second one, the event, like the Marvel one, essentially, kind of had your turn-based kind of combat in a way, but you were able to move your characters in like a grid formation. It was really weird, where you could kind of move in a grid and have ranged and close.
Yeah, it's like grid-based in this game as far as that.
Yeah, so it sounds kind of a bit similar to that in a way.
But it's interesting enough to where it doesn't feel like I just finished Bug Fables, which was straight up influenced by Paper Mario and stuff,
Yeah.
and this feels different enough to where I'm like, oh, I'm glad I just played this because I've got the whole like time your button presses in the battle down pretty much. Like I'm already really good at that now, but it's different enough to where I don't feel like I'm playing a game that's exactly the same again. So that's nice. Also, as far as like accessibility and stuff, you could turn that all the way off, or you could make it more lenient if you wanted. The game's real nice about that.
Yeah, so I'm just looking at gameplay for the people wondering why I'm staring into the abyss on the video version. I am looking at gameplay. It is very much like South Park Fractured Butthole. It very much is like that kind of combat, which I kind of liked. I think they were kind of a bit dirty with some of the gameplay that they did in Fractured Butthole, where it was extremely easy for 90% of the game, and they just cranked the difficulty up so that you need to like perfect precision in your moving in the end. So.
Yeah.
But other than that, I thought it was interesting. It's an interesting way to do it.
Yeah, this game doesn't seem to be very hard, and I don't think it really wants to be, because you could straight up just turn on a victory button if you wanted. If you
now that's my kind of game.
So like honestly, I wish all RPGs had that. So if I got to a point where I needed to grind, I could just be like, haha.
Especially
I already know that I can do this.
Especially
just
old
make the pain
RPGs.
stop.
Yeah. Especially old RPGs,
God,
man,
yes.
where you're just like, I really don't want to do that. Like, it's like when you get to the end and you're like, I'm under-leveled, and the last thing I want to do is spend 2 hours just fighting the same enemy I've just been fighting for the past 2 hours. Can I just skip it? That'd be a great way to do it, dude. Great way to do it.
Dude, if there was just a win button in Final Fantasy 1 back when I played it, that would have been amazing.
And
Good
some
Lord,
people,
that final boss was shit.
I've seen some people come at the game with the argument of, oh, well, what's stopping you from doing that on like actual bosses and stuff? And I'm like, well, nothing. Just don't do it.
We were having this conversation yesterday.
Your
about
own pride.
accessibility and stuff, where it's like you should not have. It should be down to your own judgment on whether you use something.
Yeah.
You can't say the game's bad because they had a button that let me do everything and I had a weak fucking mindset, so I just decided to win everything and go through it. You can't blame the game for that. That's your fault.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna use any of that. I'm already fine at the game as it is, unless I hit like unless there's like a super boss or something in this game.
Yeah. Also, Cal, your webcam's frozen again. We love to see it, boys. Technical difficulties are on our end, not yours. Ignore Hunter and Kyle switching places in the thing. There we go. Welcome back. I don't know how long you've been gone, but welcome back, bud. Welcome back.
I don't either, because I was still moving on my screen.
I should have been doing a better job at moderation, to be honest. But there you go. Typical. We're 32 episodes in. You guys should be used to this.
So yeah, the music and stuff. The reason I know why this game's existence is because Adriana Figueroa, a streaming singing lady that does video game music,
It's one way to it.
was part of this, and I heard about it that way. She started streaming it on her streams, and I was like, oh, seems interesting.
Yeah.
So that's why I checked it out, and the soundtrack is a vibe and a half. I like it quite a bit.
I'm telling you, man. Soundtrack of this
Another
year
contender
gonna
for
be a
Game of
good
the Year.
one, dude. Soundtrack of this
seriously.
year, dude. We need 2 music categories. Is one, low-key banger that shouldn't have been a banger, dude. That needs to be one. And then the second one, we do definitely need a soundtrack of the year at this rate, because fucking hell, the amount of great video
Final
game
Fantasy,
soundtracks.
Hades, so good.
Yeah, man. Fucking the Royal songs. Too many songs.
Oh yeah.
Too many
Oh,
songs.
man.
It's funny that it's like, oh yeah, Persona released a mini album this year, and it's still like, oh god, it's still too
so good.
too good. But no, that'll be a fun one. But no. So would you recommend it, Hunter? From
Yeah, I'd
how
recommend
much you
looking
played?
at it. It's only like $20, and I don't think it's super long. Like, I'm in chapter 2 out of, I believe, 8 is what I read.
Gosh. Wow.
So,
What's it available on?
Switch, PlayStation 4, Steam, etc.
Nice.
Everywhere. That seems like a game. I don't know if it's on Xbox. That seems like a game that'll eventually go to Game Pass, though, when it does go to Xbox. If it's on Xbox, I feel like that'll be a Game Pass game.
I don't know if it's on Xbox. I didn't look into that.
It probably isn't.
I just knew it was on Switch, and then I figured out it was on PlayStation 4.
I mean,
so, alright,
I could
cool.
do my job. God, Ethan, you're being so lazy. I'm just like, quickly check. Quickly Google. Tell me what I need to know.
Actually,
Ikenfell.
another point on the soundtrack. Apparently, the person who composed
It is on
music for
Xbox. It is on
Steven-
Xbox.
for like Steven Universe was also involved in this.
Yeah, nice.
So that's cool for the people who watched Steven Universe. I did not.
Neither did I. So, but
Neither did I.
well, there we go.
It was always on my list, and I just never got to it.
I mean, I still haven't watched Gravity Falls, so you know I'm really far behind on. I'm
Bro,
really far behind on cartoons.
I will watch that with you.
Effort. It's effort. Watching TV shows is so much effort when I can play great games like Detroit Become Human. Like, why would I not? Why would I? Yeah.
Yo, is that a segue I'm hearing?
No, because I'm not talking about that. We've got stuff that's more interesting to talk about than Detroit. We can bring Detroit up. We're gonna bring Detroit
Well, like
up
the PlayStation UI.